True story, after I uploaded my video yesterday talking about the Emiru Mizkif stuff, Mizkif immediately booted up a stream like an hour after I had that video posted. I was already off my PC at that point, so I said, I'm just gonna grab all the highlights that people are going to post on Twitter and talk about it tomorrow, and that day is here. This was low-key a bad response from Mizkif because whoever his PR manager is clearly failed him. Because in some of the clips you'll see, Mizkif is clearly eyeballing a script that sounds like it was produced by ChatGPT, and before you come at me and say, well, Emiru had papers in hand, yeah, more than likely written by herself and not AI generated. If you're responding, I'm assuming you're writing your response, not letting ChatGPT write it for you. Mizkif addresses the essay accusation.
We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food, and then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
I like how Mizkif doesn't mention the fact that she was crying. I don't want to be that guy to like theorize here on some game theory stuff, but did Mizkif get off on her being crying? Like, this might be a wild stretch. To all the guys in the audience, do not make advances on women when they're having a breakdown and crying. That is like relationship 101 shit.
I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this entire relationship. I know I wasn't. And I was aggressive at times. In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe. And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person. And I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man.
The next clip I just showed you is Mizkif addressing the controlling allegations, and he basically admits to it. You can clearly see in this clip specifically that he was eyeballing a script that sounded like it was produced by ChatGPT. Dude basically admits that he was controlling, right? As I've already stated. He basically told her how to dress, how to travel, who could she talk to, this and that. That's not really a version of relationships if you guys somehow just didn't know. Really quick advice for the people in my audience. If you want a relationship, trust and communication is the two big important roles. Just like that, Hassan finally has competition for one of the worst human beings ever to stream. I'm very confused on why a lot of people are split on this for some reason, because a lot of these Twitter replies are pretty much 50-50 for some godforsaken reason. I'm inclined to believe that if Emiru came out with this stuff, is that it's more than likely true, because why would she lie about this? Because if you've seen how the internet moves, if they find out that she's lying, it's basically raps. So the next clip I want to show you is something Emiru actually predicted Mizkif would call her out for. Mizkif calls out Emiru for animal abuse, saying that she neglected her pet rabbits, leading multiple of them to pass away within a year.
Emiru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible, and my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you."
So Mizkif actually showed evidence of this?
Here is a video up close of Emiru's rabbits. These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care. She completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't. People who came to my house knew that they were neglected. This is an up-close view of the rabbit cage being completely disgusting and neglected. She left them to die. And I'm not going to sit here and have her pretend she didn't.
So my question is, right, if you're living with your girlfriend, right, and you can clearly see that she's neglecting her pets, right, why wouldn't you take care of the animals or have your cleaning ladies or whatever take care of them and have a conversation with her about it? And, like, not use it for future blackmail and document it? And also another thing, how is bringing this up relevant to the other things that Emiru has said about you? Emiru said that Mizkif assaulted her, abused her, stalked her, harassed her, and threatened her with blackmail. Meanwhile, Mizkif is out here thinking about the pets. There's so much here. Like, the next clip I'm going to show you guys is Mizkif claiming that he never threw a phone at Emiru's eye at all.
The first year of our relationship, we almost had no fights. We started to date officially in January of 2022, and up until my cancellation, everything was perfect. She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat. I'm brushing my teeth. Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone.
So I saw this reply. You actually made me get the Microsoft Paint out, Mizkif. In any house or condo, the bathroom would be on the opposite side of the bed or far away. So you threw the phone from there onto the bed and it hit her face. Nah, man, you're lying. Also, sometimes I just be throwing my phone, you know, when I open up my room, I throw my phone on the bed. You know, I don't fucking aggressively throw it to the point where, like, it hits, like, my significant other's eyes, even though I don't have a significant other. She's just an example here. Like, I just feel like he's lying because why would you risk throwing your phone and getting your screen cracked? Like, again, dude is fucking rich as fuck and obviously can buy a new one, but again, why would you do all that? To me, shit's not adding up. Speaking of throwing shit, there's literally a clip where Mizkif said, yeah, Emiru was also violent. She would throw clothes and plushies at me and I would punch holes in the wall. I'm not kidding. Where's this clip?
I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations with poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
So you mean to tell me that Mizkif cannot see the difference between throwing a plushie in clothes versus putting a hole in a literal fucking wall? How is that on the same level? Keep in mind, this motherfucker said that with the straightest fucking face. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'm seeing a lot of people siding with Mizkif simply due to the fact that Emiru is friends with Asmongold, and all I gotta say to that is, you're fucking weird.
And I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening. And I'm just going to leak everything because I don't really care. This is the situation. I told her that a stalker's at the house. I'm freaking out. What is happening? Can you call me? I'll call you. I literally want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore. I feel so alone and like a problem. So just want to show this.
Thinking logically for a minute here, Emiru saying that she wants to KMS during a situation where a stalker is putting you and your loved ones in danger is not on the same level as Mizkif saying he wants to KMS because his girl has more viewers than him and forcing her to end stream. With this entire situation, Twitch is basically Hollywood. Like, Twitch culture and specifically is Hollywood, all right? A lot of these streamers are putting on this act, making everybody believe that they're perfect people, detaching themselves from controversial creators, while they themselves are the controversial creators, committing crimes, being hypocrites, and being two-faced pieces of shit. Again, many of the quote-unquote controversial streamers are the ones maybe that are worth watching to you because they're not really hiding anything. They keep it real as possible. They keep it G. It sucks, and I feel bad for Emiru to deal with somebody that psychopathic, a literal psychopath with an audience that is just as bad as he is, if not even worse. I don't know if that's really a hot take or not, but that's just my opinion on all of this. But yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts on Mizkif's response down in the comments, as I do read the comments. Like the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. There's like 98% of you that watch my videos that are unsubscribed. So subscribe, alright? I make daily videos or every other day videos. And yeah, that's really about it. See ya.